Hey there, everybody. This big old envelope just arrived from Amazon. Let's get it open and see what's in there. All right, let me get that cut open real quick. Okay, this is the Sitivien ST-20. If I can get that to focus. Fixed blade. And it just says working, camping, hunting, and black. And it's made in China. So let's get it out of the box here. All right. Okay, there it is. Packaged very similar to my last Effengrau knife. Has the same little cleaning cloth. And there's the knife. Let's get that as his hide. Yeah, it's got some weight to it. That's the first thing I noticed. It's got a black canvas micarta handle scales and a Kydex sheath. Got that Bowie clip point design there. You do get a tech lock or a knockoff tech lock with it. I don't know if I can open that with one hand. There it is. Works just great. And you can turn this for scout carry. You can put it on this side of the sheath if you're left-handed and all that good stuff. But let's take a quick look at the knife here. It's got a thumb ramp. Yeah, there it is. This one has the black tumbled finish on the blade. It's the Sitivien ST-20, and it is in N690 steel. Look how thick this thing is. Jeez. That's got to be over 1/4 of an inch. Nice and straight. And it's got jimping that goes across the entire spine. It's not really a saw. It's just very long amount of jimping on the spine of the blade there. Now these very edges of it feel like they're just sharp enough. I think it would strike a ferro rod. Let me take this all in. This side says ST Sitivien. It's got this false edge up here. It's a swedge on both sides. And that feels sharp enough. You could probably strike a ferro rod up there on that swedge. But if not, I think the edges of these grooves here would definitely be enough to do it. It's got like a, I'll just call it a blood groove on both sides there, which looks amazingly good. It's got a big old finger choil, so you can choke up on the blade. Put your thumb up here. That's kind of nice that it's shaped like that. Now you can do feather sticks and fine carving. Pretty cool. And then it has this big finger guard here. And it's got some scallop kind of shapes up here at the top of the handle. So you could pinch up on it if you needed to. It's such a big old tank of a knife, though, I don't know how much fine detail work you'd ever do with it. The scales are removable. You can see they just got flathead screws on them, probably like the male and female side. It also kind of has scallops, like it tapers at the back here. It's got an exposed pommel that also has jimping on it. So you could reverse grip it like this, and you got some like downward stabbing power there. Feels fairly comfortable. And it has a lanyard hole. Wow, they just got everything on this knife. It actually has, usually you see this like finger groove up towards the top of a knife for your index finger, but they have it more at the rear of this knife, and then a big nice swoop on the pommel there to choke back on, and it fits. I mean, it works. That's actually really comfortable. Little bit slick feeling in the hand, but what I like is you got the eyelet here, and then the eyelet back here, if that's what you want to call it, the hole. So you could put a lanyard from here to here and have extra like grip on this blade. So that's, wow, that's something. They thought of almost everything on this. I haven't taken the handle scales off because I just unboxed it, obviously, but I know most of the Effengrau knives are skeletonized underneath the handle scales, so I'm assuming this one is, but it does feel very handle heavy. Like I don't know exactly where the balance point would be on this. It's probably not bad. It's just, I mean, look how thick that handle is. I'm thinking it's right, it's balanced right in the right spot, right there. So I mean, they got a great balance on it when you consider just how beefy that full tang stock is. But there's enough blade up here at the top to balance it out, so that's pretty nice. Well, let's get some measurements. All right, it looks like the cutting edge is about, I'd say about 5 3/4 on the actual blade edge. But the entire blade up to the handle here is about 6 3/4. The entire knife, about 12 1/4 overall. And the handle where you grip it is about 5 inches. Obviously the handle goes to about 5 3/4, but where you comfortably grip it is about 5 inches. So yeah, a 6-inch blade cutting edge, that's not bad. It's pretty good. 5 3/4, 6 inches. Cannot complain about that. And the blade is 2 inches wide. So that's a pretty wide blade there. Definitely a Bowie knife style with a nice clip point. Okay, this is definitely over 1/4 of an inch thick on the steel stock. So it's like 5/16 of an inch thick for the steel stock, which is right up there with the Cold Steel Recon Scout and the Cold Steel Trailmaster knives. They are both 5/16 of an inch thick also. So it's about time somebody else started making some really nice thick blades like that. Okay, the weight of this is 4.9 ounces for the sheath by itself. 1 pound, 9.4 ounces for the knife and the sheath together. And the knife all by itself is 1 pound, 4.4 ounces. Okay, the sheath by itself is 139 grams. The knife and the sheath together are 719 grams. And the knife all by itself is 579 grams. Got a sheet of printer paper here. And here is the blade right out of the package. You can see some of their oil is still on the blade there. Haven't done anything to it. Let's see if this big old tank arrives sharp at all. Little toothy, but not bad. Yep, about what I expect. That's about the sharpness I usually get from F&Grau and them type knives. Very, very toothy edge. It will cut paper, but it needs cleaned up and stropped a little bit, that's for sure. Here is another sheet of printer paper. I just lightly stropped this and wiped some of that oil off. Yeah, less toothy now. Noticeably better. If I were to strop this for another couple minutes on each side, I think it would be pretty darn scalpel sharp. But it's definitely paper cutting sharp, and it will cut some hairs on my arm. Okay, this is what it sounds like when you put the knife in the sheath. Nice click. Oh, my damn elbow again. That's in there. There is no noise whatsoever. And then when you take it out of the sheath, just enough retention. Yeah, really good. Really well done sheath on this one. Okay, here it is beside the Cold Steel Trailmaster in 52-100 ball bearing steel. This is 5/16 of an inch thick. You can see how thick that is. And this one is too, 5/16 of an inch thick. It's just that this one's in 690 steel. And this one here is the 52-100. Let you get a good look at that, just so you get an idea of the size difference. Okay, here it is by the Cold Steel Recon Scout, which is probably a little more comparable for this size of a knife. You can see that. Try to get them lined up right. Both of them are 5/16 of an inch thick steel stock. This too is 52-100 ball bearing steel, and this here is in 690 steel. So all right, here it is beside the F&Grau EF 128 knife, or EF 148, my mistake. This is in Austin steel. It's a very high saber, almost a full flat grind. And this one here has a pretty high saber. It's got that blood groove up in the top of it there, but it's got a big flat area. This is not a hollow grind. It feels like it's a true V saber the whole way down to that little secondary edge. So that makes it pretty tough and stout right behind the cutting edge. It's a little less slicey, but it's definitely more heavy duty for chopping. So I like it that way. I'm really pleased about that. All right, and here it is beside the Off Grid Knives in Cryo D2 This is the Tracker XXL. And you can see they're somewhat similar in size. All these knives, even this other Effengrau here, they all have that same kind of stone tumbled dark non-reflective finish on it. They all kind of have the high saber grind with a big area that's flat. And I almost wonder if these are supposed to be made in Taiwan. These two are made in China. But they almost seem like they come out of the same factory, like in so many ways. The only difference is that the off-grid knives always has a razor sharp edge. I'm talking like scalpel sharp. And the Sitivien and the Effengrau always need some stropping. They always are a bit toothy when I get them. Other people are like, oh, mine's razor sharp, but I have yet to get one that has come as sharp as an off-grid's knife. So, that being said, I don't know if it's their Cryo D2 is superior or if they just do a better job on the final like touch-up of the blade edge before it ships out or what. Now, I'm not complaining. They're all nice, very nice blades, but these just come noticeably sharper. I open the box and it's like instantaneous, just unbelievable sharp. These, I'm always looking forward to it. I'm always like, oh, this one's going to be the one that's as sharp as the off-grid knives, and as of yet, it just is not the case. They cut paper, but they do it kind of toothy, and you have to get them tipped at just the perfect angle and all that, whereas these things are just ridiculous. So I don't know exactly what's going on with all that, because they seem so similar, the way they do their branding, their kydex, you know, it's just like, I'm like, this stuff has to be coming from a similar factory. But they're all definitely worth buying. I can't complain really about any of them. I would say these usually are the best. And these are just very close runners up. Okay, that being said, I mean, I really like the off-grid knives. The only issue I have with them is that I don't like how thin the steel stock is on most of their blades. And a lot of them don't have like exposed pommels and skull crushers and things like that, which I really like. But they always come sharp. They're definitely razor sharp. The Sitiviens and the Effengrau, a lot of times I get like a blade shape that I like. I get the crazy thick steel stock, and of course the pommel. So they're still worth it, even though they don't usually come like razor or scalpel sharp. They're still pretty sharp. All it usually takes is just maybe a couple minutes of stropping on each side with some green compound on a leather strop, and it gets them there. And I think that's how they save money. They just rush the sharpening process a little bit and get them out the door to keep the price down for you. But I really do like them. I'm starting to lose my voice. The handle just feels great in my hand. I like the reverse grip that you can do with this. Put your thumb up there. Pretty nice stuff. Cannot complain. Decent steel N690. Real nice sheath. Oh, that's another thing too with these Effengraus and these Sitiviens. These tech locks that set so low on your belt, they leave the handle of the knife like so high up in the air compared to where your belt is, these big burly pommels get you right in the ribs and right in the guts, like when you sit down. So you're pretty much, if you're going to wear it on your belt and set down or anything, you end up turning it and doing scout carry, which is fine, but it's just like, I like that the off-grid knives usually gives you like a nylon belt loop that comes up as high as the handle of the knife. Then that way you can wear it comfortably, you can sit down, you can swing it out of the way, you know, and it just is more comfortable and easier to use, in my opinion. This does have a lot of eyelets, so you can lash it to a pack. It's got a little weep hole there at the tip, let some water drain out. Like I said, you can switch this tech lock to the other side, have right or left hand carry. So, you know, they're worth the money. Just this black, really nice canvas micarta. It looks like it's flat canvas micarta, or flat. It looks like it's matte black canvas micarta, but yet it's still kind of slick to the touch. But it doesn't have that real high polished look to it, but it's really nice. I really like it. This is definitely a new favorite. I wouldn't mind picking up a second one. I just like that it's not too overly long, but it has that extreme thickness. I love that old school Bowie knife clip point look. It's definitely right up there with the Recon Scout, you know. I definitely recommend it from what I'm seeing here. Well, I hope you liked this unboxing review of the Sitivien ST-20 in N690 steel.
This is Joe Doomsday, signing out. Wer hat Angst vom schwarzen Mann?